Paul. Bills have done this before and then fixed the run gap issues, but if they don't by Sunday, they will lose. I would imagine that even Kitchens can figure out he needs to run the ball ad nauseum in this game. Important game for the Bills as they have 2 more winnable games after this before the schedule gets tough versus Denver and at Miami. This game will probably be a coin flip. I want to pick the Browns to win, honestly, because I think the Bills are going to have struggles, but I also think that Kitchens is a bad coach, and they will blank it up. Going to go with the good guys. Keep using Singletary. OBJ is ready to kill Mayfield. Browns already out of the playoffs. Bills only win because the Brownies shoot themselves in the foot somehow. But he said Bills 20, Brownies 17. Oh, he did take the Bills. All right. He changed it. Anyway, whatever. Monty, you're going with the Browns.
Browns are at home. I don't think Josh Allen is that good. He has games that are up and down. And, I mean, I think, Rob is right. They should run it with Chubb. He's been playing really well. But it's almost like that Fred Kitchens, who's about to get fired, has forgotten he's got Odell Beckham Jr. on his team. Give that dude like 15 targets. I know the Bills' defense is good. But come on, man. Like, he's literally just destroyed. Remember how much fun it was to watch Odell Beckham Jr.? What the hell happened? And then Cleveland just takes the life force out of people. Baker Mayfield's wearing trench coats. Odell Beckham Jr.'s disappeared. That's not going to last all year long. I think they got to figure it out at home versus the Bills, who are already looking forward to their easy opponents because they are their tougher schedule coming down the road. This sounds like they're getting a little bit too in front of their skis. And the NFL has a way of correcting those types of things.
Well, and as was mentioned, Kareem Hunt comes back. That's a nice 1-2 punch with Chubb and Hunt. And I saw Baker on Twitter today.
Pun intended? 1-2 pun? Okay.
I saw Baker on Twitter today mention that they've got to force it to Odell Beckham early in the football game to get him involved. Forcing it is never a good phrase to hear when talking about the NFL or about running backs with unfortunate last names. James, what is the injury report on this one?
Before I start with that, there was a play in the Browns' last game where Baker Mayfield did try to force a ball into Jarvis Landry, but didn't try to lob it deep to Odell Beckham Jr., who had one-on-one coverage. And most speculate that he's not comfortable with Beckham and doesn't feel comfortable forcing him balls yet. Maybe that changes this week. Maybe it won't. Who knows? Brief injury report. Buffalo Bills. Kurt Coleman is on the injury report with a hamstring. Kevin Johnson is not practicing this week with a knee injury. Maurice Alexander was placed on injured reserve. And for the Cleveland Browns, we have Olivier Vernon with a knee, Demarius Randall with a hamstring, Farrell Brown in the concussion protocol, Ricky Seals-Jones with a knee, all didn't practice this week. David Njoku has never mind, he was on injured reserve, had a cast removed, and that's the only other big name there listed.
All right. The Lions are 3-4-1. The Bears are 3-5. Lions 16th in the power rankings. That's where they remain. The Bears have fallen to 21. That's 3 spots from where they were last week, but they are favored by 2.5 in this game. The power rankings, though, will take the Detroit Lions. This is a classic offense versus defense game. Detroit, led by Matthew Stafford, having a great year offensively. Chicago, led by Mitch Trubisky, having an awful year offensively. The Bears, led by a number of guys, including Khalil Mack, doing great on defense. The Lions, led by the rocket scientist, are not doing so hot on defense. I'm going to go with the offense, even though Neil will remind you that defenses win championships. I'm also going to announce officially, I'm dumping you, Chicago.
They might win then.
We are no longer we are no longer boyfriends. It's just not working out. And listen, it's totally you and not me. You were supposed to be in the Super Bowl this year, and I don't see that happening. And quite frankly, there's someone else. So I'm taking the Lions to win in this game, as are you, Don.
Yes. I mean, the easy question is, which team does Mitchell Trubisky play for? All right, well, I'll take the other team. Pretty simple.
That was well done.
Wow. That's sound logic.
I mean, yeah, it's not to go on a long rant, but it seemed like he showed some promise last year, and then it's just, the Bears were a good team last year. I don't get it. I mean, you have Allen Robinson there. I mean, you have Tariq Cohen there. You have Montgomery there. I mean, is losing Jordan Howard that big of a loss? I don't think so. But it's amazing how it seems to be. I mean, he definitely made an impact on the Eagles for sure, but
I think
it's just amazing how far downhill.
Nagy has forgotten his strategy from last year where he had his defense score 2 touchdowns a week. Then all Trubisky had to do was play with a 2-touchdown lead. And, as long as if that doesn't happen, it really seems like the wheels fall off and the Raiders get a top 10 draft pick. So go Lions.
Trubisky put numbers up, though, last year. It wasn't that just Trubisky was playing conservative. He was doing quite well. They had a fairly high-powered offense going on.
Did they have the TVs turned on in Hallis Hall, though? Maybe they need to turn those.
Yeah, that's a weird story.
The reason they put up numbers last year is because of 2 words, play action. And the only thing missing from play action working this year is that, like an Andy Reid disciple, he's gotten pass happy and there's not much running. If anybody watched the game against Philadelphia this past Sunday, you would have seen the Bears only had 9 yards total offense in the first half because they did not run the ball. And
Jordan Howard did for Philly, though, huh? Big smile from Jordan Howard, the old classic revenge game.
Yes, he did. Jordan Howard had 90 yards in the last 2 games. So the Eagles have pretty much found that formula, gotten back to running the ball. The Bears need to find that formula, getting back to running the football. You have 2 talented backs in your backfield between Cohen and Montgomery, and Cohen doesn't get any carries. I don't know what that's about. And they don't run Montgomery until the game is almost out of control just to say, well, we tried running the ball, but it was too late. You're down 14 with 4 minutes left. Should have ran sooner.
Injury report.
Eddie Goldman and Isaiah Irvin for the Bears show up as questionable. Goldman with a thigh for the Detroit Lions. This is going to be kind of lengthy. We have Tracy Walker with a knee. Ashawn Robinson is questionable. Deshaun Hand. Matthew Stafford shows up with both hip and back. Center Graham Glasgow is questionable. Defensive tackle Mike Daniels and guard Joe Dahl. So there's some injuries along the front of that offense. Stafford says the injury isn't related to the issue he was playing with in 2018, but back and hip is nothing to laugh at with the quarterback.
Josh, our Lions superfan, says Stafford is balling out, but is being wasted by this defense. As Neil would say, bloody hell. Actually, that was Sean Connery. This game will probably come down to which defensive unit can score. Cohen, punt return touchdown. Lions pick 6 off of True Bortles. This game could be really ugly as the turnovers will dictate the outcome, but Josh is also going with the Lions. Just wanted to do a Sean Connery impersonation. That was the only reason why I read that.
No more, please. Spare us.
The Baltimore Ravens, with their biggest win of the season, now go on the road to Cincinnati to face the defeated 0-8 Bengals. Ravens only move up to 4 in the power rankings. Bengals have fallen and have taken over last place in the SuperFan Power Rankings. Ravens are favored by 10. Ravens won their Super Bowl last week, Don, and they made sure everyone knew about it. The Bengals are benching, it's not his fault, Andy Dalton, to see what they have in rookie Ryan Finley. That's not how you win games in the NFL. Should lock in the Ravens if you can. Speaking of which, there are still 3 perfect people in our eliminator game. I ended up losing my second lock last week. Thank you, New York. We are all taking the Ravens in this one, Don. This one should be pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, the people always throw around the term trap game, and there's no. I mean, people see it so much now. Is there even really a trap game anymore? Like people know what's at stake. I mean, they know obviously coming off the big win, coming in against an 0-8 team, without just changing to a rookie quarterback that's never played before. Their defense is not good. Their offense is not good. Their offensive line is terrible. I don't exactly think that the Ravens are going to be doing all kinds of crazy trick plays and pulling everything out of the playbook. I just think it's just going to be run, just like it has been all season. Get someone like Mark Andrews more involved than he has in the past weeks. Hopefully Hollywood Brown another week healthier. Yeah, I don't expect a very exciting game, which is good for the Ravens, the X-Men. I'm not sure. I don't know if you said. I'm not sure what the spread is, but I mean, if they don't win by 14, at least I'll be surprised.
Spread is 10, so you could throw a teaser on it if you want.
Yeah, I mean, 10's a decent amount, but yeah, I mean, 2 touchdowns, I would think so. I mean, we're due for a decent sack game and pick or two, and yeah, I say they win by 14 at least.
James, what's the injury report like?
For the Ravens, we got Ronnie Stanley and Marshall Yanda, tackle and guard, respectively. And for the Cincinnati Bengals, A.J. Green, ankle, didn't practice this week, considered day-to-day. Who knows if he plays or not? John Ross, we know, is on injury reserve. Drake Kirkpatrick, the knee, didn't practice. And Courtney Glenn, tackle, is in concussion protocol.
The Kansas City Chiefs are at the Tennessee Titans. Chiefs are 5th in the power rankings. Titans fall to 22. Chiefs are favored by 6 in this game. Interesting to know, Titans have won the past 2 versus the Chiefs. Andy Reid 1-6 versus the Titans in his career. Still think the Chiefs offense will be too much for the Titans to handle. Could be closer than you might think. Let's see what Nick thinks about this particular game. Could this be the second coming of Patrick Mahomes? I don't think it really matters against the Titans, but it does feel like the Chiefs are prepared to put the Messiah back on the field on Sunday. It will be interesting to see how well he moves out there, but obviously the only thing that matters is keeping him upright and healthy. Sure would be nice if left tackle Eric Fisher could get back in the lineup for the first time since week 2. At 6-3, the game is still low-key important as it features an AFC challenger. Chiefs definitely have competition for the second seed and a first-round bye now. On the other hand, the only team left on the Chiefs' schedule with a winning record is the Patriots, and 5 of the 7 remaining games are against the Chiefs' dog crap division rivals, whom they have beaten in 17 of their last 20 meetings collectively. The big thing to watch this week is the Chiefs' defense. They've quietly put together a solid 3-game stretch. It appears defensive coordinator Spagnuolo has now figured out how to best use the pieces at his disposal. Scheme is beginning to click with the players. Despite a rough start, a ton of injuries, and a streak of solid opposing offenses, the Chiefs now rank 11th in defensive DVOA, which is a massive improvement over last year. With more guys set to return from injury in the coming weeks, it's not a stretch to think this might be a top 10 defense by the time the postseason rolls around. Boy, there's a lot of fan in this. They can certainly inspire some confidence if they can completely shut down the Titans' anemic offense. Chiefs defeat the Tennessee mere mortals 31-6. We're all taking the Chiefs, Monty, but man, that was just dripping with smugness.
It's just tough to listen to. I will say this. The Chiefs defense is nowhere near a top 10 defense in the NFL. And this is the kind of team, I mean, nobody's saying the Titans offense is amazing, but running it and controlling the ball and playing whatever the hell kind of offense Vrabel and company have put together out in Tennessee, that's kind of the way that you get this high-powered offense to slow down a little bit. So if they can keep the chains moving and Derrick Henry can put over 100 on the board, I'd say they have a chance. And the Titans' defense is not bad. And Michael Moore, are we supposed to think he's good? I mean, Andy Reid can only mask someone's inefficiencies for so long. I don't know. I think it's going to be way closer than our smug friend Nick thinks. But yeah, I guess I'm picking the Chiefs because at some point the Raiders might have to deal with the Titans in the playoff wildcard number 2 spot race. So if the Chiefs win, I don't have to worry about the Titans. If the Titans win, I can just laugh at Nick. So either way, I'm good.
Harrison butt kicker kicked that game-winning field goal last week and then was running backwards, met by Patrick Mahomes, who appeared to be just fine, was thinking about doing the jump in the air chest bump, and then went, oh, God, no, not Pat. Like, we got to make sure Pat doesn't get hurt celebrating this field goal. I thought that was rather funny. I also thought it was rather telling that Patrick Mahomes ran all the way out into the middle of the field to celebrate that kick. I think Patrick will be back and will be okay, but I do wonder if that early blueprint that was before his injury with